the 10th solar plane of the Lord Kahanah, the Kransha solar plane, pale blue ray and silver, the Grinhilim ray of recording. I greet you, my children. This day do I give you a description of the Kransha solar plane, the 10th solar plane of my beloved Kahanah, the Lord of the pale blue Grinhilim ray for God. You will remember that I did tell you in my book The Winds of Truth, that the great ray of recording had changed from a deeper blue to a pale blue through the constant flow of tears of its Lord, Kahanah. Be it known to you that 38 million years ago, that great ray was a deep cornflower blue and now it is a pale blue color. As you approach the Kransha solar plane, you would feel, in your human bodies, as if you were walking into a solidified portion of blue summer sky, and the first thing that would strike you would be that all the buildings appear very similar to that which is known to you as lalique glassware, a substance with differing shades of blue, from the pale to the deeper blues, all in opaqueness. The great temple and all the buildings are constructed of this, and you can imagine how beautiful is the great city of Sinaya, the chief city of the 10th solar plane of Kahanah. Let us look at the great temple, on the outside of which is carven the most delicate traceries of flowers of all designs. This temple is circular and roofless, and around the entrance porch are clusters of finely intertwined pillars. As we enter the temple we see the great central circular stone of worship, raised on 6 deep steps. This is not blue, as you might think, but of shimmering silveriness, and upon its surface lies a large circular covering of plaited blue and silver damask. In the center stands a great bowl of water and another of incense. The steps leading up to the stone of worship as well as the entire floor of the temple are of a blue substance resembling stone. The great organ is made of a transparent material, similar to thick plate glass in the color of pale blue. The keys of the manuals are of mother of pearl. This Kransha plane is unlike some of the others. It is intensely quiet. The abnormal hush strikes you and you would observe few people about. You might even think, at first, that there was no life on this beautiful plane of God. But there is. The inhabitants of the 10th solar plane are all engaged in what you would call a sedentary occupation. Within the buildings work the scribes of this great recording ray for God. There is one great rectangular building entirely devoted to the storage of the Kahanic records, wrongly known on earth as the Akashic records. Every record since the beginning of time has been recorded and placed in a type of filing system to which this great Lord Kahanah may refer back, if the necessity arises. There is no spoken tongue, only the language of thought. The written word in the solar language of the hierarchy is, however, used. All the great androgynous beings are entirely occupied and are trained from babyhood to write in this language in this plane. You can imagine the tremendous work involved in keeping every record of every happening and the spoken word on yours and the thousands of other planets. Nothing is lost sight of. The great recording plane of God forever reflects back the doings of life in this universe. The vegetation is of a slightly deeper shade than that of the pale blue Grinhilim ray. All the flowers without exception are silver in their many varieties and, over all pervades an exquisite perfume much resembling that which is known to you as sandalwood. This sweet savor comes from the braziers which burn in the thoroughfares and buildings of the Kransha plane. This perfumed incense is distilled from the trees, and to the inhabitants, this acts as a medium for more acute hearing and seeing. They possess very acute hearing and seeing, what you might term very keen clairvoyant and clairaudient gifts. This incense is to them what water means to you. Human flesh could not live without it. There is no death in the 10th solar plane of Kahanah, but after several thousands of years, not through age, because the solar beings are ageless. If one becomes weary with constant recording of the futilities of mankind in the planets, one can, at the express wish of Kahanah to God, be withdrawn into more ethereal conditions for a period of rest and where one can stay or return to the Kransha plane, or, sometimes pass to another one, even in some cases advance to more highly evolved spheres in the great universes of eternal beauty.